everything in me says it's wrong. There will be a leak. When there's a leak, it's going to cause people to starve. It's going to wipe out entire groups of species of animals. From start to finish, I find things that are wrong with it. When I watch what's happening at Fort Chipewyan, I don't really see much difference between what's happening there and what's happening in Nigeria. I don't want to be complacent in that ongoing process. I wouldn't be able to talk to my nieces and nephews and so on if I didn't stand up and say, I think this is wrong. In terms of the other end of the proposed pipeline, when there's a leak on the coast, which there would be, I don't believe that you can have those kinds of ships out there in those conditions without a major disaster. When the coastline goes, then the people here are also going to starve too, because the salmon come and go back and forth to the ocean. It's just simple biology. You can't destroy any of it without destroying all of it. Politically, I don't see the purpose. If we're wanting oil for energy, well, the reasonable thing would be to help Eastern Canada rather than helping China. But even that doesn't cut water. If a tenth of the amount of money that's being put into this project were being put into alternative energies, we wouldn't be being left behind every other country in the world. When I look and see, when I heard the other day or read the other day that China is now the lead in terms of both wind energy per capita and photoelectric or solar energy per capita, it just makes me wonder what has happened to Canada, the Canada that I grew up in, the Canada that I know. It's just disappearing. In terms of the JRP process, the whole thing is just a farce as far as I'm concerned. I really admire the people who are here today coming out and speaking and saying exactly what's in their hearts about this issue, but I don't think that it's legitimate at all. The funding of it, the fact that the Prime Minister and his office have stepped forward and basically said enough about it in terms of what they want to do that I just don't see how it's legitimate anymore, if it ever was, given its funding background. Further to that, I'm really disappointed and dismayed to see what's happening in the Premier's office as well, in terms of her new Chief of Staff and that whole incestuous relationship. I guess in summation, the only thing I can say is I would stand with my First Nations friends and do anything that I possibly can to stand forward and say, I think this is wrong. It's an abuse. It's simple as that, it's an abuse.